Hi, my name is Steve Carling, physical therapist with Peterson Physical Therapy, affiliated with Carling Aquatic and Physical Therapy. I've been doing aquatic therapy for many years, spent a lot of time in the pool, and have dry skin to prove it. Because it's summer now, a lot of people will be spending more time in their pools, and it's a great opportunity to actually do exercise in the water because it's a little more fun. We'll try to give you some ideas that you can do so you can actually get a little benefit from just sitting in the pool instead of just lazily lounging in the water. Some of the benefits of aquatic therapy are one, that it creates hydrostatic pressure, which means that the pressure of the water will push on the extremities to actually improve circulation and help with swelling issues. The biggest benefit is actually that it puts less stress on your joints. Many of our patients that are in the pool have difficulty because of back pain or knee pain or other joint pain, and so by being in the water, there's much less stress on their body and they're able to accomplish much more exercise than they could on land. The buoyancy of the water reduces stress to the joints and the structures of your own body. About 50% of the stress on the joints is reduced by being in chest deep water. About 25% of the stress of the joints is reduced at waist deep water. As you exercise in the water will create a constant pressure against your movement. So one of the advantages of the water is it's a constant resistance. So the harder you push against the water, the harder the water is going to push back. And if you just go slower, then there's not quite as much resistance. So you get to control how strenuous you want it to be on your body. So I'll show you a few exercises that you can do, and you can just have fun in there. It doesn't have to be done every day. Exercise is good almost every day, but a rest for your body is also appropriate. So 3 to 5 times a week would be appropriate, and it may only take about 5 to 10 minutes at a time just to do some basics that I think can help you get moving and get stronger and not get too hot while you're doing it. All right, the first exercise that we're doing here is actually for the hips. You can see that our wonderful student here is just swinging the leg in and out, which targets the hip muscles, particularly the muscles on the outside of your hip known as abductors, which are very important for stability, for walking, for strength. And he's just doing about 10 reps on each side, but you could do up to 15, 20, 25. 75 is too many, but you also want to challenge yourself enough, again, by controlling the speed, how fast and how hard you want to push against the water. So it's kind of in your hands on how hard you want to work on that. The next exercise is actually a little bit of kind of just a forward and backward kick motion. Again, working hip muscles, also working your back a little bit as far as stabilizing. And you can see he's keeping a very straight back here. You don't want to be bending over a whole lot, putting stress on other structures, including your back. Just focus on the primary hip muscles only. Again, you control the speed. Shoot for 15 to 25 reps. You may want to do more than one set. You can do left side, right side, alternate back and forth, and just kind of mix it up so your muscles have time to get a good workout and also rest and recover. This is similar. You can actually combine these a little bit. He's just focusing more on the frontward motion, known as hip flexion, but you could also have doing both forward and backward almost simultaneously in the same motion. We've just kind of broken it down so you can see a little more clearly as far as the forward and backward motions. But great exercise just to move the whole legs, get the hips strong. He's showing you very well from the side here what that would look like. We didn't have an underwater camera for this purpose, but I think you're seeing it pretty well here nonetheless, and he's doing a great job showing you. 15, 25 reps would be appropriate. And again, as I said before, see, water exercise is more fun. See how much fun he's having? He's doing a great job. Here's a really good one. Squats are great for a lot of reasons. They target your muscles in your legs, front and back, as well as your gluteal muscles. A lot of muscles involved to keep you strong. You need these types of muscles for walking, for stairs, for getting in and out of chairs, all that type of stuff. But doing the water is obviously easier on the joints and easier on the body. Many people who cannot squat that deeply in a full gravity situation, meaning on land, can do much more motion in the water. And then the other exercise here is actually just has a kickboard and he's just pushing it back and forth. And though it may look like the arms are doing a lot of this work, actually the predominant muscles working here are your core muscles, kind of your abdominals and your back muscles, because they have to kind of resist against all that pressure that's being created by the arms pushing that kickboard through the water. So you want to kind of tighten up the midsection, think real stable, real strong, real neutral position of your back and spine, and just push back and forth with that. The arms will get a workout, but that's not the primary focus of the exercise. This exercise here that he's doing is actually a combination of what we did before, where we're swinging the leg forward and sideways, and in this case he's actually kind of going on a diagonal, so he's moving a little bit of forward and back as well as side to side. And one little component he's adding there, if you can see it, he's actually rotating his foot a little bit. The hip moves in 3 planes of motion, and so what we're trying to do there is combine 3 planes of motion across the hip, not just one at a time, meaning not just forward and back, not just side to side, but combining all 3 simultaneously, which is really good for a lot of muscle recruitment. Maybe from this angle you can see a little bit better. So the object would be kind of turn the foot outward a little bit and turn the toes inward as you go across. And he's not doing a whole lot of that in this video, but you know, nonetheless, he's working lots of muscles through lots of planes of motion, which is very effective. It's borrowing from a principle known as proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, but we just like to call it PNF because that's way too many syllables. Another indicator of maybe how many reps to do is just how tired you get. In this case, he's just using the step in the pool as the exercise mode just to do a basic step up. So people who struggle with stairs, this would be a great way to be able to do it in the stairs or do it on the steps, but without having to work nearly as hard because of the buoyancy of the water is taking some of the stress away. So the body can do the job fully on its own, just with a little less resistance overall. 15 to 25 reps would be appropriate. Switch sides, do both sides. Maybe one set if that's enough and you're fatigued, or see if you can get a second set, left, right, enough to challenge those muscles to get them strong and make them do a little more work so that they're more able to do the job in the future. You can see he's not hanging too tightly to the rail. He's not relying on the rail to do most of the work. He's really just focusing on the legs doing the work. If you're feeling good about life, you can move up maybe from that first step even to the second step, which will get harder because there's more gravity and less water buoyancy. Those are some basic aquatic exercises that can be done. They're very helpful for just general leg strengthening, body strengthening, as well as just getting a good form of exercise with less stress on your body. If you got something out of this video, please like the video. We invite you to follow us on Facebook also, or subscribe to the YouTube channel. Now go out and get some exercise and get wet.